So I was just thinking what I could do, something that is different, get myself out of my closet. And so here I am having a session at the park and it's different. It's great. And people are walking by. And so I was just reading this book and I thought about, the new year and something that I could implement in my daily life this year. And it's one of them that was just so simple to me that I felt that others might be interested in knowing, but it's always do your best. And it goes on to say that under any circumstance, always do your best, no more and no less. But keep in mind that your best is never going to be the same from one moment to the next. And then it goes on to say, everything is alive and changing all the time. So your best will sometimes be high quality, and the other times it will not be as good. When you wake up refreshed, energized in the morning, your best will be better than when you are tired and at night. Your best will be different when you are healthy as opposed to sick or sober as opposed to drunk. Your best will depend on whether you are feeling wonderful and happy or upset, angry, or jealous. In your everyday moods, your best can change from one moment to another, from 1 hour to the next, from one day to another. Your best will always change over time. As you build the habit of the four new agreements that they mentioned earlier in this book, your best will become better than it used to be. Regardless of the quality, keep doing your best. No more and no less than your best. If you try too hard to do more than your best, you will spend more energy than is needed, and in the end, your best will not be enough. When you overdo, you deplete your body and go against yourself, and it will take longer to accomplish your goal. But if you do less than your best, you subject yourself to frustration, self-judgment, guilt, and regrets. Just do your best in any circumstance in your life. It doesn't matter if you are sick or tired. If you always do your best, there is no way you can judge yourself. And if you don't judge yourself, there is no way you are going to suffer from guilt, blame, and self punishment. By always doing your best, you will break a big spell that you have been under. There was a man who wanted to transcend his suffering, so he went to a Buddhist temple to find a master to help him. He went to the master and asked, Master, if I meditate 4 hours a day, how long will it take for me to transcend? The master looked at him and said, if you meditate 4 hours a day, perhaps you will transcend in 10 years. Thinking he could do better, the man then said, Master, what if I meditate 8 hours a day? How long will it take for me to transcend? Master looked at him and said, if you meditate 8 hours a day, perhaps you will transcend in 20 years. But why will it take me longer if I meditate more? The man asked. The master replied, you are not here to sacrifice your joy or your life. You are here to live, to be happy, and to love. If you can do your best in 2 hours of meditation, but you spend 8 hours instead, you will only grow tired, miss the point, and you won't enjoy your life. Do your best, and perhaps you will learn that no matter how long you meditate, you can live, love, and be happy. Doing your best, you are going to live your life intensely. You are going to be productive. You are going to be good to yourself because you will be giving yourself to your family, your community, and to everything else. But it is the action that is going to make you feel intensely happy When you always do your best, you take action. Doing your best is taking the action because you love it, not because you're expecting a reward. Most people do exactly the opposite. They only take action when they expect a reward, and they do not enjoy the action. And that's the reason why they don't do their best. For example, most people go to work every day just thinking of a paycheck and the money that they will get from working from what they're doing. They can hardly wait for Friday or Saturday, whatever day they receive their money, and they can go take time off. They are working for the reward. And as a result, they resist work. They try to avoid the action, and it becomes more difficult. And they don't do their best. They work so hard all week long, suffering the work, suffering the action, not because they like to, but because they feel they have to. They have to work because they have to pay the rent, because they have to support their family. They have to do all these frustrating things. And when they do receive their money, they are unhappy. They have 2 days to rest, to do what they want to do. And what they do, they try to escape. Some of them get drunk because they don't like themselves. They don't like their life. There are many ways that we hurt ourselves when we don't like who we are. On the other hand, if you take action just for the sake of doing it without expecting a reward, you will find that you will enjoy everything or every action you do. Rewards will come, but you are not attached to the reward. You can even get more than you would have imagined for yourself without expecting a reward. If we like what we do, if we always do our best, then we are really enjoying life. We are having fun. We don't get bored. We don't have frustrations. When you do your best, you don't give the judge the opportunity to find yourself guilty or to blame yourself. If you have done your best and the judge tries to judge you according to the book of law, you got the answer. I did my best. There are no regrets. There is, this is why This is why we always do our best. It is not an easy agreement to keep, but the agreement is really going to set you free. When you do your best, you learn to accept yourself, but you have to be aware and learn from your mistakes. Learning from your mistakes means you practice, you look honestly at the results, and keep practicing. This increases your awareness. Doing your best really doesn't feel like work because you enjoy what you're doing. You know you're doing your best when you are enjoying the action or doing it in a way that will not have a negative repercussions for you. You do your best because you want to do it, not because you have to do it, not because you are trying to please the judge, and not because you are trying to please other people. If you take action because you have to, then there is no way you are going to do your best. Then it is better not to do it. No, you do your best because doing your best all the time makes you so happy. When you are doing your best just for the pleasure of doing it, you are taking action because you enjoy the action. Action is about living fully. Inaction is the way that we deny life. Inaction is sitting in front of the television every day for years because you are afraid to be alive and take the risk of expressing what you are. Expressing what you are is taking action. You can have many great ideas in your head, but what makes the difference is taking action. Without action upon an idea, there will be no manifestation, no results, and no reward. A good example of this comes from the story about Forrest Gump. Oh, y'all remember that movie? He didn't have great ideas, but he took action. He was happy because he always did his best at whatever he did. He was richly rewarded without expecting any reward at all. Taking action is being alive. It's taking the risk to go out and express your dream. This is different than imposing your dream on someone else because everyone has the right to express his or her dreams. Doing your best is a great habit to have. I do my best in everything I do and feel. Doing my best has become a ritual in my life because I made it a choice to make it a ritual. It is a belief like any other belief, of course, I think I choose. I make everything a ritual and I always do my best. Taking a shower is a ritual for me. And with that action, I tell my body how much I love it. I feel and enjoy the water on my body. I do the best to fulfill the needs of my body. I do my best to give my body and to receive what my body gives to me. In India, they perform a ritual called puja. In this ritual, they take idols that represent God in many different forms and bathe them, feed them, and give them love. They even chant mantras to these idols. The idol itself is not important. What is important is the way they perform the ritual, the way they say, I love you, God. God is life. God is life in action. The best way to say, I love you, God, is living your life doing your best. The best way to say, thank you, God, is by letting go of the past and living in the present moment, right here and now. Whatever life takes away from you, let it go. When you surrender and let go of the past, you allow yourself to be fully alive in the moment. Letting go of the past means you can enjoy the dream that is happening right now. If you live in the past dream, you don't enjoy what's happening right now because you will always be wishing it to be a different way than it is. Or there is no time to miss anyone or anything because you are alive. Not enjoying what is happening right now is living in the past and being only half alive. This leads to self pity, suffering, and tears. You were born with the right to be happy. You were born with the right to love. You were to enjoy and to share your love. You are alive, so take your life and enjoy it. Don't resist life passing through you because that is God passing through you. Just your existence alone proves that God exists. Your existence proves that existing of a life and an energy. We do not need to know or prove anything, just to take a risk and enjoy life is all that really matters. And say no when you want to say no, and say yes when you want to say yes. You have the right to be you. You can only be you when you do your best. When you don't do your best, you're always denying yourself the right to be you. That's a seed that you should really nurture in your mind. You don't need knowledge or great philosophy concepts or philosophical concepts. You don't need the acceptance of others. You express your own divinity by being alive and by being yourself and others. It is an expression of God to say, hey, I love you. The first three agreements will only work if you do your best. Don't expect that you will always be able to be impeccable with your words. Your routine habits are too strong and firmly rooted in your mind, but you can do your best. Don't expect that you will never take anything personally. Just do your best. Don't expect that you will never make another assumption, but you can certainly do your best. By doing your best, the habit of misusing your words, taking things personally, and making assumptions will become weaker, and less frequent with time. You don't need to judge yourself, feel guilty, or punish yourself if you cannot keep these agreements. But if you're doing your best, you will feel good about yourself, even if you still make assumptions, still take things personally, and still are not impeccable with your word. If you do your best always, over and over again, you will become a master of transformation. Practice makes the master. By doing your best, you become a master. Everything has a way of learning. You learn through repetition. You learn to write. You learn to drive. You learn to walk by repetition. You are a master of speaking your language because you practiced it. Action is what makes the difference. If you do your best in the search of personal freedom, in the search of self love, you will discover that it's just a matter of time before you find what you are looking for. It's not about daydreaming or sitting for hours dreaming in meditation. You have to stand up and be a human. You have to honor the man or woman that you are. Respect your body, enjoy your body, love your body, feed, clean, and heal your body. Exercise and do what makes your body feel good. You don't need to worship idols of the Virgin Mary, the Christ, or the Buddha. You can if you want to, but it is to feel good to do it. You own your body is a manifestation of God. And if you honor your body, everything will change for you. When you practice giving love to every part of your body, you plant seeds of love in your mind. And when they grow, you will love, honor, and respect your body immensely. Every action that becomes a ritual in which you are honoring God. After that, the next step is honoring God with every thought, every emotion, every belief, even what is right or wrong, quote unquote. Every thought becomes a communication with God. And you will live a dream without judgment, victimization, and free of the needs of gossip and abuse from yourself.